evening, football fans. Tonight on NCTV5, here we come. We've got the Liberty Center Men in Black, the Tigers. Jimmy, it's week number 7. Tonight, Liberty Center takes on an unknown foe. It's a border war. Michigan and Ohio coming to town. The Whiteford Bobcats coming in at 4-2. Liberty Center at 5-1. Well, Jimmy, obviously it's not a league game. This is our bye week, but still, in the big picture, still a big game for the Tigers.
Oh, it is, Spike. Is that it? My turn here?
Oh, yes. You
okay.
better believe it.
Yeah, the Tigers scored a lot of points last week, 71 points against a far weaker foe, that of Swanton, of course. And they did a lot of things right. They built on some depth. They found out they had some running backs that could get her done. They rested Tate Slee and Brett Babcock. And it's just good to get back to rock'em sock'em hard football again. I thought the Tigers played exceptionally well last night, holding their discipline when it was very clear that they were the superior team. But against Whiteford here tonight, it's particularly exciting because all you can read and hear and talk about is that they're quite similar to the Tigers in the way they offensively try to move the ball. And Tigers, after working on depth last week, are going to think, they've got some answers, and anyway, has playoff flavor, even though that's several weeks away.
Oh, absolutely. And, of course, this game will count. Don't ask me what it is, but I know OSHA has a formula now that they figure in teams from out of state when the computer points are compiled.
Well, that's good. I didn't know they did that,
yep,
but you'd have thought, well, yeah.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of schools around the edges of the state that do play out, so they have compiled a way or put together a way to put those in. We look at Whiteford. Now they're going to have a small roster tonight. They dress 21 varsity players, and the Michigan rule says that you are only allowed to dress just your varsity team. The JV team usually plays on Thursday nights in Michigan, and if you play JV ball, you do not play varsity.
Wow, that makes them look like they've certainly got a small squad over there, but having explained that, then we can sort of see that I believe you said the roster shows an equal number of JV players.
Yeah.
And can they move them from the JV to the varsity in case of injuries or eligibility problems?
Yeah, you can be moved, but you're only going to get 4 quarters a week. So if once you play JV ball, you're not going to play varsity. There's no mix or match. You play one or the other.
That's interesting, that Michigan would have such a schedule. I know you talked at what if it was a blowout and you wanted to put your reserves in? Then what do they do?
No, I don't know. That's why I'm not sure I like the rule. As usual, Tigers will be the smaller team on the field tonight. This is a rather big team with the exception of their 2 starting running backs. They're both small, quick lightning rods, if you will, both about 145 pounds. So that might play into it too, Jim. Whiteford's ability to make the big play could be the thing that keeps them in the game. You want to think that Liberty's going to have the better team simply because of strength of schedule. However, that doesn't mean a lot. You still got to play the thing.
Do they have much of a reputation coming from their area, Spike?
Oh, they're one of the better football schools year in and year out. They're at 4-2, like I said. We're at 5-1. They're coming off a loss, 33 or 38-7 to their arch rival Sand Creek. All right, low line drive kick taken there by Greitman. Pitches back to Smith at the 18. Smith up the middle, shakes a tackle, stays on his feet, and finally brought down at the 34-yard line. Tigers will take over there.
A lot of bouncing around right there on a tackle, and I'll tell you what, they better learn how to wrap those Tiger backs up. Spike bumping into him's not going to tackle him. One more bounce and he'd have been outside and streaking up the sideline like we saw him do a couple times last week.
All right, we'll try to get these in quick. Bobby Black, the center. Derek Miller, guard on the left. Tyler Carpenter, guard on the right. Espinoza, tackle on the left. Hesterman, tackle on the right. And Moeller and Bodenbender, the tight ends. Now split wide. Give to Greitman, and Greitman hit for a 2-yard loss in the backfield. John Greitman getting the nod at fullback tonight in place of the still injured Tate Slee, although Tate will see action. Ryan Sager, number 23, the other running back, and Paul Smith, of course, wing back. Brian Babcock under center. So, Jim, loss of 2. Tigers come to the line of scrimmage. They got Smith spread out wide to this side, Casey Bodenbender to the far side. Quick drop, look, out there, caught by Smith at the 38, battles up across the 40-yard line, and the officials are going to rule he stepped out of bounds right at the 40. So a gain of 7, we'll be looking at a third down. A gain of 8, we'll be looking at a 3rd and 4.
Yeah, nice play there. They had the run pretty well stuffed. Poor Greitman took that handoff and was just good to hang on the ball. He didn't get one step off that handoff and was nailed by a blitzing linebacker. I guess George Flanner was...
yeah, they're 2 linebackers. They're supposed to be pretty tough. All right, we got Moeller tight end over here. Smith in motion, fake to Smith, gives straight ahead to Greitman, slips a tackle, breaks another one, and powers his way up across the 45-yard line. A gain of 7 yards and a Tiger first down.
You know, because of an injury to John Greitman early in the season there, he really didn't get much action, but last week, because of a couple Tigers banged up a little bit, they played him quite a bit, and I mean, he can really scoot. They've got to tackle him surely, or he'll do some scatter in there.
I imagine John a mirror of the 2 Whiteford running backs. John raises his average on the season to 5 yards a carry. So the Tigers 1st and 10 at their own 47. Smith in motion left. There's the give to Smith. He's got the corner turn. A great block out there by Bodenbender, and Smith rambles ahead and close to first down yardage.
You know, I'm sure these teams exchange tapes. I think I heard Rex say on the radio that they got to look at 3 tapes that Whiteford had, and Whiteford likewise looked at our tapes. However, when you see the kind of speed that Paul Smith can exhibit getting around the corner, you just can't plan for that angle until you experience it a few times.
Oh, yeah. All right, now Moeller, the tight end on the far side, the short side of the field. Casey Bodenbender spread wide to this side. Double wing back set. Fake gives straight ahead to Greitman. Greitman gets to the 40-yard line. A gain of maybe a couple. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8.
Yep, off that left side over there. Got, did you mention Moeller over there at tight end, and coming inside from there, who is a tackle in the guard there?
Jordan Espinoza, the tackle on the left side, and Derek Miller, number 63, the guard on that side. So the Tigers now, 2nd down, we'll call it 9 to go. Ball at the Whiteford 40. Here is Babcock dropping back, fires, and nearly picked off. He had Smith open for a minute, but good defensive play. Number 32, Nate Sievers, a 6-foot junior defensive back, read the play, come in and knocked it down. So it'll be 3rd down and 9 yards to go.
Yeah, in retrospect on that play, Spike, if that pass was thrown a little bit wider, like out toward the sideline there a little bit, that'd have been a huge gainer because they had the inside well covered, and that's kind of where the pass sailed.
All right, 3rd and 9 at the 40. We've got Moeller and Bodenbender, the tight end, spread out wide to this side. Smith takes a tight end spot on the left, and snowed under Babcock, and that is going to change perhaps what the Tigers decide to do on 4th down. A loss of 4 on the play. That'll put the ball back to the 45-yard line.
Well, they were coming, and snowed under is darn close to an understatement there. Babcock hardly had a chance to look upfield, and he ducked one on rusher, and there were 2 more there to seal the deal.
Okay, back deep, number 14, Anthony LaRocca, 140-pound scat back, standing at his own 10-yard line. Good snap, high spiraling punt. It's going to hit about the 20, take a Tiger bounce. Smith runs it down, and that's going to finally stop someplace inside the 10-yard, around the 10-yard line.
Right.
A great punt by Bobby Black, 35 yards and no return.
That was just about as good as you could hope for. I mean, it wasn't pretty, you know, it didn't turn over or anything like that, but boy, it accomplished unreturnable, dribbled along the sideline, but got all the yards he could out of it.
Yeah, Bobby's able to elevate very well, and Bobby only about, I think, 4/10 of a yard off the area lead. There's a good 3-way battle for that first place spot, and Bobby continues every week to climb just a little in that. All right, Tigers with that standard 4-4 defensive look. Give up against the Tiger right side.
Paul Smith in there for one. And
Black and Hesterman along with
57.
Honacki and Tyler Carpenter on that side.
Yeah. Is 57 out there for the Tigers? That would be Mike Huffman, but I don't know whether I read that right.
No, I don't believe he's out there.
Okay.
We've got Weekers and Honacki.
Yeah.
Weekers 54, Honacki 77, the inside linebackers. We've got Perchlik, number 78, and number 32, Tyler Carpenter, the outside linebackers. All right, Give coming that same side again. Nice cutback move up near the 20-yard line. It'll bring up
Carpenter and quarterback Brian Babcock on the tackle there.
Defensive ends for Liberty Center. A great pair of bookend ends Tigers have here in Moeller, number 82, and Hesterman, number 64. And, of course, Casey Bodenbender, Paul Smith, the cornerbacks, Brian Babcock, the safety. Give off the right side on 3rd and 3. And forward progress up to around the 22, and I think that's going to be enough.
Yep. Babcock getting up off the bottom of that.
Tell you what, that's a pretty awesome front seven that the Bobcats bring to the table.
Whiteford does, and they've been coming off the ball real well thus far, Spike.
Yeah, a 255-pound tackle, number 77. And they also go 265 and 220 over there. Oh, picked on! Where did he come up with that? It's a Tiger touchdown!
Jason Moeller.
No, or was it 82?
Jason Moeller.
Jim, I couldn't even see the play. I don't know how it even happened. Was it off a fumble?
No, I didn't see it either, but Jason Moeller comes streaking out of that pile right now, and good for a quick 6 there.
Well, I'll tell you what we'll do after the extra point attempt here. With Moeller the snapper, Babcock the holder, and Bobby Black the kicker, we will have Landis run that back, and we'll figure out just what did happen. Slee in the game as an outside protection man. The set. Uh-oh. Well, I don't know. I think encroachment.
Yeah. Could be half the distance to the goal yet here, Spike.
Well, I don't think this early in the game. I think you want to kick the extra point.
No, it's against the Tigers there.
They're going to say a Tiger jumped. All right, that'll back the football up to the back to the 8-yard line. All right, Bobby Black. Babcock. Get a little more of a test here. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, drives. Right down the heart of the plate. Strike 3. It's good. Bobby Black splits them. 7-0 Liberty Center.
Boy, how can you beat?
Okay, we've seen the play replayed off the camera. It was a give off the right side. They had been running off their offensive left and right away fumbled by the ball carrier. Moeller there to pick it up immediately. Low line drive kick, bounces up around the 25 all the way back, and that'll roll into the end zone. Touchback. And another good kick by Bobby Black. That will start Whiteford on their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, you know, as looking at that kick from our vantage point, almost looked like he butterfingered it trying to field that. But official right there, so obviously he must not have touched it. He wanted to, but just a perfect, difficult to handle kick.
Jim, an interesting stat. Liberty Center actually, total time of possession this year has been outmanned 151 minutes to 136. Fire out there, and that's tipped and picked up by Bodenbender. Bodenbender all the way down inside the 20 near the 17-yard line.
Nice, nice defensive work there in the secondary. Pass coming and was able to keep that ball up where somebody could get it.
Exactly, Jim. Exactly. Somebody got their meat hooks up there, tipped it, and of course Bodenbender alertly gathered it in, returned the ball about 10 yards, and the Tigers back in business after another turnover.
You know, this Tiger team, after easy cakewalk last week, just sharp as a tack right here, right now. I mean, you know, they got their dander up. This is Ohio and Michigan
Yes.
playing here now.
All right, Tate Slee, number 25, into the game. Sayer, the running back, to the left. Here's the give to Slee. Slee hit right at the line of scrimmage. In fact, a yard behind the line of scrimmage. I believe he may fall forward, get back. That'll bring up second down. Again, that Bobcat defense knifing in, gambling, trying to take everything away on the in between the defensive ends. Of course, the time of possession difference is only about 2 minutes a game, so it comes out to a 26-22 spread. Or actually less than that, 25-23. Now Babcock back to throw just over the head of the tight end Moeller as he came across from his left side and straight down about 5 yards beyond the line of scrimmage. So that'll bring up third down, and we'll call it just over 10 yards to go.
Thinking about your statistic there on time of possession, remember, if you will, the Wauseon game where the Tigers only ran about either 10 or 13 offensive plays the whole first half.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that had to be a killer. They were just lucky that the defense could and did stiffen when necessary, and then the Tigers came out of there with a win.
Yep. All right, we've got Bodenbender spread wide to this side. Smith, the wingback, in motion, now gives straight ahead to Slee, and the Bobcat defense not fooled. They met Slee right at the line of scrimmage, and that'll bring up fourth down for Liberty. Ball on the 19.
Well, Tigers having it in the red zone there, Spike. You just feel like they've got to get something out of that there.
Yeah, the Tigers have scored this year. Out of 20 possessions in the red zone, they've scored 16 times.
Boy.
So that's very prolific
Well, that's just
accomplishment.
That's just a mark of an excellent program that they mean business when they get that close.
All right, Sager wing on the right. He goes in motion left. Here's Babcock dropping back, rolling right. Looks downfield, has to get rid of it just out of the reach of Slee. Babcock was in trouble, did the wise thing, put it out there where nobody was going to be able to get it, especially, I should say, particularly the Bobcats. So the Tigers turn it over on downs. Whiteford survives their second turnover, and the score stands with 5:52 to go in the game. Yes, in the game, duh. In the first quarter, Tigers 7 and Whiteford 0.
Yep, well, they're pinned right there on the 18-yard line, so no real harm done. You just like to have seen some points there for
Single
the Tigers.
setback. They give to the man in motion around the outside. Tackle over there, I believe, by Casey Bodenbender after a gain of about 4.
Yeah, 25's over there, too.
Yeah,
Slee. Good to see him back in action there. He had a little injury there, a little bang-up, kept him out last week, and nice to see him back in there getting it done.
Okay, the Bobcats come out with a single setback, double wing set, man in motion, 2 wideouts. Give straight ahead, and they got some running room there off that offensive left side up across the 25-yard line.
64, Kyle Hesterman on the stop there with little help from his friends.
All right, so the Bobcats moving the ball slowly but surely. They've got a third down and 3 at their own 27-yard line. Clock running, 4:53 first period. Here is the pitch sweep coming to this side. Stepping up is Smith, and Smith hauls him down. But that's close to a first down.
Yeah, looks like they're going to, whoop, it's not automatic.
Brian Babcock also in there on the hit. You know, Whiteford did a good job on that pitch sweep. They got at the last second, they got a man out on Smith, put a little headgear in him, and that forced Paul to work that much harder, and that was just enough to get Whiteford that 1st and 10. A gain of 4 on the play. Whiteford will have the ball at their own 31-yard line, first down, 4:36 first period. Double wing set, man in motion behind the ball carrier. Up off that right side, met by Babcock, hit down below by Denhamfoot, and they haul him down. But a gain of 4 on the play. Jimmy, Whiteford looks like they're willing to grind it out here. They're going to try to use their superior size.
I tell you, the line of scrimmage coming off the ball, they look like they mean business. And, well, a team with that kind of a record and with that much respect as they have right just across the state line, they're a program.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, this is Buckeyes in Michigan in a way, battling it out, too. Here's the give to the wingback, coming back this side. Paul Smith fights off a tackle, and a bone-jarring hit. Brian Babcock, what a headhunter! Put a muzzle on that dog!
I tell you, he put the slobber knock on him.
Oh, boy.
Man.
I'll say one thing, the Tigers don't stop them from every yard game, but boy, they put some hits on them. And now the chain gang. We've got Andy Miller on the backside.
Yeah.
And Ronnie, I believe that's Ronnie Hoover filling in on the front.
Not Ronnie Millsap.
Or is that Zach?
I can't tell with all that.
No, I don't know. Is that Zach?
Spotter.
It looks like Zach.
Landis,
now, wait a minute. Yeah, now that's definitely his Zachariah Strut going there.
Yeah.
The chain gang did their job short by about, 2/3 the length of the football.
Spike, did you have any takers on last week's mystery man on the donut?
There were some questions on that. They wondered who CZ was, but they were just at the porch coach meeting last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was brought up. They were still in doubt. Here goes the Tiger fans getting into it. 3rd down and very short to go. Whiteford with the ball just across their own 40-yard line. 3rd and 1. Long count, White out to either side. And the ball fumbled. Low snap, the quarterback.
He wasn't ready for it, Spike.
No, I believe it looked like he was going to drop back and shotgun.
They retained possession, but they had to lose a yard or two on that. But
yep.
you know, he got up there under center, and then he kind of looked at the crowd over here a little bit, and maybe you could give the crowd credit for making that kind of noise right here for him to listen to. Anyway, that ball came up, and he was as surprised as anybody.
Great point, Jim. The crowd may have had something to do with that. You are so right. All right, now that changes things drastically for Whiteford. They're back in punt formation. Back deep is Paul Smith standing at his 21-yard line. Oh, now they're going to run a fake. And they're going to eat that up. You take that stuff and send it home, baby. Pack that crap. Send it back to Michigan. Boom!
I tell you, these Tigers are just about as keen as a cutworm as far as sniffing stuff out, Spike. You know, it's heads-up play that see that no, that snap didn't go deep, and that near guy there really didn't have any place to go with it. There were Tigers all over him.
Jimmy, it looked like Jordan Espinoza and Slee were the last two guys to get up off that pile, but what a bear hug. I imagine it was Espinoza laid on the ball carrier. So now the Tigers at the 38-yard line, 1st and 10. Smith in motion, deep pitch, works off a great block there by Hesterman, stays on his feet and rambles all the way down to the 25-yard line.
Spike, I can't see why there shouldn't have been a yellow flag on the bull rush of the Whiteford player there. He was in the backfield before the ball got back.
That was very, very quick.
I mean, what's that look like up there, Landis?
Now, Jim, explain this to me. Here's Hesterman out there. Do they run a pulling tackle play? Hesterman was out there and leveled the defensive end. All right, a gain of 12 yards. Tigers have Bodenbender split wide to the short side over here. We've got Greitman in motion the other way. Straight ahead pitch or give to Slee. Slee down to the 25. We'll give him a gain of a yard.
Yeah, well, there's a furious battle going on, and for the most part, Spike, it's within the 30-yard line of Whiteford so far.
Yeah.
The whole almost quarter, so.
I tell you, you gotta credit the guts of Whiteford. They're trying to make things happen out here.
Yeah.
They've had a couple of tough breaks, and the Tigers have been right there. Johnny's on the spot to take advantage.
Yep.
All right, now the Tigers with Slee, the lone setback. We've got Greitman spread wide this way. Smith in motion coming this way. Gives straight ahead to Slee. Slee pounds and grinds. Picks up about 3 on the play according to the spot, so the Tigers looking at a 3rd down. Jimmy, before I forget, we've got to mention some of these Tigers have really been stepping up the last few weeks.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Number 78, Honaki.
Yep.
Or 77,
Perchlik.
Honaki, and 77.
Yeah.
78 Perchlik,
yeah.
77 Honaki.
Yep, those two boys.
And Weekers, number 54.
Yeah.
Sagers and Greitman. They just.
Now, that's what I was alluding to in opening remarks there, that they found they had some depth and actually was.
Tremendous catch by Mueller! Another one-handed grab down at the 10-yard line!
Yeah, you know, that's such a sweet play when it works, and I tell you, Babcock and Moeller can hook up just about when they want to, it seems like. And nice soft hands. I mean, he didn't.
Oh, soft! Boy, that was like a pillow!
Yeah, he just about went out there and caught it for
Babcock laid it up a little high over the shoulder, and Moeller makes his, that I can remember, his third or fourth over-the-shoulder one-handed grab this year.
Yep.
All right, a gain of 14. Tigers have a 1st and 10. Just at the first and goal at the 9, and now we're going to have a movement. Tigers signal encroachment. Of course, we'll wait for the officials to sort this out.
Yep. Well, Spike now scoreboard showing the ball right down there on the 9-yard line. Ouch, they're calling against the Tigers. Going to walk them back 5. It'll put them on the 14, but still with a first down. But anyway, here we are down there in the red zone again. Now we got to get some points this time.
Yeah.
Got to have them. Defense, special teams, whatever, has been just playing absolutely exceptional for the Tigers. So offense, you got to get her in there.
Tigers penalized coming into the game 325 yards on the season. That's over 50 yards a game. All right. Tigers now pitch to Slee going right, following a great block by Smith. Puts his head down, dives forward, battles inside. Well, down around near the 5-yard. No. Boy, they're going to mark that all the way back. Well, now they changed it again. Down around the
7. Yeah, they're putting her on the 7 there.
Gain of a couple there.
Well, gain of 7. See, the penalty took us clear out to the 14.
That's right. I couldn't figure. It looked like he had a big gain, but I couldn't understand the mathematics.
Yeah,
no.
Duh. That was a good gain. He about got her back.
All right, we've got
+2.
Oh, end of the first quarter. That moved fast. So the score stands 7-0 Liberty Center on that score following a turnover. Tigers had that second turnover in their hip pocket, but the Bobcat defense stiffened. So the Tigers get it back, and now facing second and goal on that 7-yard line. All right, now we'll move right on into our sponsors. Special mention, of course, for Jerry and Karen Miller as they wish good luck to their son Derek, the starting guard tonight on the left side, and, of course, the entire Liberty Center football team. We've got Dave's Auto Service with Dave Perry right uptown. We've got the Tiger Shop with Bob and Julie Shaddy out on the north end of town. Holgate Metal Fab in Napoleon with Jeff and Todd Spangler. Todd, of course, known as Old Thunderfoot. Jeff, an old Tiger quarterback. KK Collision with Kyle Kern. Kyle shop down at the north end of town. They do all kinds of body work, state-of-the-art that, and all mechanical work included. The Henry County Bank with Bill Wendt, several locations throughout the county. Swanton Welding with the Zeider boys. Dugout with Steve and Catherine Parasini. Hill Asphalt Paving with Randy Hill. Andrew Hill, Randy's son on the football team. Truckers Paradise with Lynn and Jerry Ripke. And, of course, we know all about Jerry's 57 wonderful kinds of homemade pies. And you don't beat her bacon and eggs and home fries on a great breakfast there. Sky Bank and Liberty Center. Pisanello's Pizza, home of the slice to go for $1. Twice a day buffet from 11 to 2 and 5 to 8. All right, we're ready to go here, second quarter. We've got Greitman on the left, Slee on the right, man in motion Smith, pitch to Slee left, a lot of great blocking into the end zone. It's another Tiger touchdown!
Yes, it is, and that's good to see.
Oh,
Tate
boy!
Slee muscle it in there. Very nice block by John Greitman over here on the outside man. That just created a nice lane for Tate to turn up there, so that had to feel good for Greitman.
Yep.
clearing away there.
I didn't get the number of the guy on the inside, but it just like the parting of the Red Sea.
Yep.
Greitman with a great kick-out block and a good seal block to the inside, and Slee had a truck driving through that big hole. So the Tigers go up 13-0. And the Moeller, Babcock, and Black connection to work. Now we've got another flag. Tigers whistled, I think, for their third one tonight already.
Like possible movement there by maybe Adam Quigley out there. We'll see.
Yeah, Adam, one of those up-and-coming.
No, sir, it wasn't Adam. It come from the Whiteford Bobcats there.
Ah.
It cost them half the distance there to the goal.
All right, makes no difference. Tigers going to line up for that almost sure extra point kick. Bobby Black, a very successful season. Kick up.
Oh.
Yes, sir, Spike. Put a lid in it. Put a plug on it. Shut it up. Well, as soon as I started bragging on poor Bobby, he gets one bouncing off the right upright. Nevertheless, the Tigers up 2 scores. 4 seconds gone here in period number 2.
Yeah, that exchange between the center and the holder wasn't real smooth. Whenever there's any hitch in your giddy up at all, that affects things.
Yeah, that works in a lot of different ways and places, don't it, Jimmy boy?
Oh, I tell you, it's got to be smooth.
Yep. All right, now to get the rest of our sponsors here. We've got Speece Trailer Court in Liberty Center with old football, salt, and fireman extraordinaire, Mr. Rick Speece. We've got B.A. Miller and Sons Trucking with Norma Miller right out there beside Mitchell Farm Equipment. There with Tom, Pat, Barb, and Mike Mitchell. Also, L.R. Babcock Plumbing and Heating with Bill Tiplady, Dan and Francis Brown. Davis Farm Services in Delta and Liberty with Grandma Karen, Uncle Kurt, and parents Kelly and Todd for their son, grandson, and nephew Casey Bodenbender. The Liberty Center Consulting Group with Mark and Jody Bly. Schaefer Truck and RV Sales and Rentals with Terry and Todd Schaefer on Road 10 between Delta and Liberty. Miller Brother Trucking in Napoleon with Skip Miller, another Tiger football player, linebacker, running back. Eon Industries with Judy Leininger and Dawn Bender. Here's Black to deliver, end over end. That's going to come down at the 20-yard line, deep in the left side. And hauled down there, good shoestring hit by Weekers to slow him down. Perchlick, number 78, to finish him off. So, Whiteford Bobcats will start on their 32-yard line. They're looking at the 13-0 deficit.
Spike, that's as good a field position as they've started with tonight. Save from the Tigers when they were 4 and out down there. Of course, that was in tighter. So yeah, this is their best field position to start tonight.
All right, Tigers show 8 men up in the box, 3 defensive backs. Give off the left side. A hard running. Finally brought down several Tigers
number
there.
8 was in there. Our quarterback, Brian Babcock, also Foot, Denham Foot.
All right, gain of 7 on the play. Now, the program lists these guys at 145 pounds apiece, but these running backs, especially...
the one on the right there.
Yeah.
16.
Wow, bounces off one hit, finally hauled down in the backfield. I believe Brian Babcock.
Yeah, number 36 there. George Flanner again.
He's shaking up George Flanner.
He's their fullback as well as their linebacker. We made a couple good plays on linebacker, but he can bring a load as a fullback there.
And he's shaking up on the play, so we're going to have a timeout down on the field. It's going to be a Whiteford 1st and 10 just inside Liberty Center territory at midfield. All right, we'll get the rest of our sponsors. We've got Meyer Badenhop Insurance Agency with Glenn Badenhop in the Napoleon office and Bob and Marge Jurassics in the Liberty Center office. Also, special sponsor Ken and Robin Carpenter. Also the Liberty Center carryout with John McClure. He features Pettisville Meats and Potato Salad. Also, Tim Bowen Water Hauling Service. The Liberty Center Athletic Booster Club. And last but not least, John Slagle, and also the memory of good old Donnie Sharp for pioneering the expression about those stinking, rotten, no good yellow flags.
That's where it all began.
Yes, sir. Donnie took great pride in that. He even gave me an official referee's flag as a memento, even with the weight in it. All right, 1st and 10, right at midfield. Deep pitch all the way back to the 42, looking for running room. Tigers step up.
Yeah, good pursuit there. Honacki getting there in a hurry.
Yeah, along with Casey Bodenbender,
yeah.
gain of 5 on the play. You know, you got to wonder if there's any kind of hangover effect with Whiteford after last week coming up against a big arch rival and getting pretty much shellacked. And so, as a high school kid, maybe that isn't a big deal, the hangover thing, but
well,
you wonder if they come in here a little flat, and they didn't start out too well on offense.
Well, we worried about that after Patrick Henry took us to the woodshed.
All right, deep pitch, a little behind him, great recovery, kicks it outside. We're going to have, I think, an illegal block out there thrown by the back judge. The spotter over there, the PA's got Smith. I believe Paul was in there on the hit. Yeah, we've got a hold. So that's going to negate the 3-yard gain.
Yeah, that's going back in the other direction. Yeah, those blocks over there weren't quite according to Hoyle, Spike, and there were 2 flags came out, so when both referees see it the same way, you know, it's pretty sure that it happened.
Big walk-off, a 10-yard, well, actually, I believe the walk-off is from the spot of the foul.
I don't know how they do that.
Yeah, 10-yard penalty from the spot, I believe that one was. All right, straight drop, setting up a screen, caught at the 38, got some running room. Bodenbender comes up, slips by him. Babcock gets by him, finally hauled down.
78.
Number 50 made the first hit.
Perchlick and also Carpenter in there.
Tyler Carpenter, wearing number 50 tonight, finally hauled him down. Well, you could see the screen pass coming, but a nice piece of running, evaded 2 tackles, and now Whiteford back in gear. They've got it on the Tiger 23, 1st and 10.
Tiger defense might have caught a break on that, Spike. The ball carrier ran into one of his own downfield blockers that made him do a kind of a hitch step.
All right, now they come out in the I formation set. Deep pitch again to the running back, LaRocca. And LaRocca met right around the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of a yard. Getting up slowly for the Tigers. Number 25, Tate Slee.
Yeah, Tate made a good sure tackle there, but might have paid a little for that.
Well, he's probably got cobwebs for a minute or two, but I'll tell you what.
Going to give him a break here again.
Tell you what, he stands in there like a man, and he takes on, doesn't matter how big they are, he meets them head to head, body to body.
Tate Slee.
All right, Tigers with a linebacker adjustment. 2nd down and 9, give up the middle, and hit right there. Tigers with a good job. Somebody submarined that whole thing.
Yeah.
That might have been Seth Weekers that helped
number 54 getting
block that
off
up.
The bottom there. Also, I thought maybe 63 might have had a little something to do with that.
Yep.
Derek Miller. Big fake. You know, they've pitched it. The deep pitch there 2 or 3 times this series, and quarterback gives you one of those big things and then handed it off on the belly, but nothing doing there.
No, Tigers again playing great defense, a very good defensive team against the run. All right, same I formation, wide out to either side. They fake to the first back through, pass thrown behind, and even a little bit too far behind Paul Smith. Paul wanted the pick, but couldn't get to the ball. Thrown behind, that'll bring up 4th down, and we've got another injured Bobcat. So timeout down on the field. Also, in that list of sponsors, I want to remember the Porch Coaches and their 15-member gang. 15
members?
Oh, yeah.
By golly, when they get it decided, Spike, that's really something.
Oh, yeah, and they're quietly a very influential group in the hierarchy of Liberty Center athletics.
No, it's not a Ku Klux Klan kind of thing.
Well, Jimmy, we don't want to talk about that.
I mean they do. they are identifiable. there is a roster somewhere.
Well, it's very safely hidden away. Nobody knows for sure who all belongs to that. But again, it never fails. The name, the initial CZ, come to the surface again. Oh, yeah. Well, we don't want to substantiate that. Uh-oh. Now a long field goal attempt. Ball spotted at the 23. 35, 45, blocked right there.
Carpenter.
Wow, Tyler Carpenter.
Yes, sir.
Boy, I don't know if he took that in the gut or if he got the hands up, but that ball never made even near the line of scrimmage. Great job by Carpenter to get inside. Wow, Jim, that would have been a 45-yard field goal.
Yeah, they had plenty of confidence lining up for something like that. There are programs that really accentuate the kicking program. I mean, they just get some kickers together and say, you guys are going to kick anytime it's within a certain distance, and really polish on that. So they lined up and thought they were going to do her, but boy, Carpenter found an avenue that he could get in there and says, I don't think so.
All right, Tiger defense holds. Into the game at left guard, number 57, Mike Huffman. So the Tigers have Smith. Uh-oh, now we've got an official's timeout. All right, we got Smith spread wide to this side. Casey Bodenbender, the tight end, spread wide to the far side. Strong side this side with Moeller back to block. They throw the home run ball for Smith. Smith there, grabs it at the 35 and tackled down around the 25-yard line. Brian Babcock laid it up long and deep. Paul Smith turned on the After Jets at the 50, outran the defender and hauled it in.
Absolutely beautiful pass play there. You just kind of wonder, well, where's the defender? But as you say, and we know and have witnessed, Paul Smith's got another gear. When he needs a little separation, he just kicks her down into overdrive and gets that distance.
All right, 45 yards of instant offense. Tigers come to the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10. 7:48 left in the second period. Quick drop, fire out there, just over the route-reached hands of Casey Bodenbender.
Boy, that was going to go too because the defender actually fell down, tried to make a quick adjustment and fell down. So had Casey roped that in, he'd have had a sure 6 points himself there, Spike.
Yeah, and something we're seeing out of this Tiger offense that we didn't see earlier in the year is this quick three-step drop stuff.
Yes.
We kind of had to do something with both Slee and Babcock coming out of the lineup.
Yep.
And so that's kind of helped jumpstart the offense. Now we've got Greitman lone setback. Smith in motion going right. Babcock rolling right, tries to get outside. He's got running room. Breaks one tackle at the 20, stays on his feet and all the way down near the 10-yard line. A 13-yard gain for Brian Babcock, and we've got another Whiteford Bobcat down.
Boy, I don't see quite how that happened. Paul Smith coming up hard to throw a block there. I don't believe he got to him. Actually tried to jump the pile a little bit because quarterback had already gotten around the corner. So no point getting something going where there might be the potential for a flag coming out.
Exactly.
And, you know, a veteran team, I mean, deeper into the season, they'll play like that, Spike. Early in the season, you see a guy make a block, and here the play's already past him. Well, in the quickness or whatever, they don't like the way the block was thrown. Play gets brought back. So, you know, if it's past you, let her go and live to fight another down.
Yeah, and that good observation, because I think as the season goes on, as you pointed out, the kids do recognize those things a lot more easily. All right, apparently Babcock must have stepped out of bounds down around the 16, 17-yard line. So the gain now at 9, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 1 to go during this injury timeout. Okay, set to go after the injury timeout. Give straight ahead to Greitman. No, Brian Babcock on a keeper at the 10, and he's into the end zone. Paul Smith, another great block, and Brian oh, no.
Yeah.
It's all coming back. A stinking rotten, no good yellow flag back at the 20-yard line.
Such good ball handling by the quarterback there. I not only thought Greitman had the ball as you called, but didn't see any untoward blocks at all, but evidently the officials saw something they didn't like.
Boy, Greitman really carried that out well. That guy was twisting and turning, got attention from a several would-be tacklers.
But Babcock put it in there on the fake good enough that we thought, well, yeah, that's how it was.
Yeah, all of a sudden there he is, the Lone Ranger out there in La La Land. Nobody around him heading for glory.
Then we did see Smith make a good block, but evidently back here where action was a little heavier, there must have been one that wasn't quite right.
All right, essentially a 15-yard penalty from the spot and everything. So now the Tigers with a wide formation. Smith this side, Bodenbender that side, pump fake. They're going to throw the dove deep for Bodenbender. Caught down there at the 6.
Wow, what a throw by the quarterback. I mean, he made a big pump, and then he slipped a little bit. He slipped on his pump. Well, he regained his footing and then launched a strike out there, seeing that Bodenbender had cleared the defense back there.
Oh, Jim, and I'm telling you, this has really given a new dimension to the Tiger offense, the ability to come up with that big strike. And that doesn't even include the short stuff when they swing it to Moeller on those skinny post routes and to Moeller on the crossing patterns.
Yeah, we're seeing some real polish on the Tigers' aerial attack here, and that's a good thing.
All right, 1st and goal, give to Sager. Sager breaks one tackle and battles down to the 5-yard line, gain of a couple.
Yep, good sure tackle there by the Bobcat, because just another step and Sager would have been smelling pay dirt.
Yeah, they got him out into the wide open spaces, and on that type of a wide play, that's what you got to do. That time the Bobcats, give them credit, they recovered and made a good play. So it'll be 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal at the 5-yard line. 6.5 minutes left in this first half. Clock running. Tigers lead it 13-0. Here's Greitman, the lone setback, Sagers on the right. Sagers takes the handoff inside the 5, twists, spins, down to the 2.
Yep, good hard work in there. Espinoza there helping him up after that play.
Yeah, that
Moeller kind of doing a clear out there.
Yep, that time the Tigers ran to Moeller Espinoza side. Tigers moving guards in and out. Huffman, the guard on the left side this series. All right, now we've got Sager to the left. Greitman, the fullback behind Babcock. Greitman takes the handoff, tries to burrow down close to the goal line.
He's got to be right there.
Boy, he's inches away, so it's going to be 4th and goal.
Oh, he was closer than that. That's not a very good
spot. Oh, my.
Look at that.
Oh, wow. That's 2.5 feet short.
There wasn't any part of his body back that far. He had the ball way up there.
All right, 5:23. Ball at the 1-yard line. 4th and goal.
Tigers up 13-0 on the scoreboard, but Spike, you sure like to add one right here. Man,
man. All right, Tigers now are going to have Slee, the fullback. Sager, running back offset to the left. Double wing package, give to Slee. Slee burrows his way in. It's a Tiger touchdown!
Yeah, off that right side there, they just plain had him a nice slot to go in. I think the Bobcats guessed wrong on where to fill those gaps, the linebackers. And
yeah, a nice job on that side. Bobby Black, Tyler Carpenter, and Kyle Hesterman had a nice hole opened up.
Yeah.
And Slee just simply burrowed straight ahead into the end zone, and a big, big score for the Tigers. That puts it up 19-0, 5:03 to go, 2nd period. The set, good snap, good hold, kick up, drives.
Gotta be good.
God! Bobby Black drills another one, 20-0 Liberty Center. Well, Jim, we've mentioned it before. It's been a game of field position, and the Tigers have been able to take advantage of all this good field position they have.
Anytime there's a loose ball or a miscue at all on the Bobcats' way of doing business, the Tigers are right there to capitalize on it. Defense stiffened when they needed to, and you know, as you say, with the kind of field position basically in the red zone that often, offense has been able to capitalize, and that's where they're 20-0 with the Bobcats. Got to be pretty frustrated. At times they seem to be able to put together a drive, but then it kind of comes off the rails, and here come the Tigers.
Yeah, and it's got to be some pretty heavy hitting out there. We've seen, I think, 4 occasions now where Bobcats have went to the deck.
Right. Although most of them come back at number 36 at Flannery.
Yeah.
Flanner, I guess, he runs fullback as well as linebacker, 185-pound junior, one of their stronger players. They worked on him very little. He might have had a cramp or something. But all right, Bob Black going to kick it off here with 5 minutes to go in the first half. Taking over here at the 15-yard line. Tigers in hot pursuit. He gets an avenue. Number 78, Perchlick. Number 22 in on that, Joe Pedraza. And who else there, Spike?
Hill, number 20, was in there. And I think one of the big hits, number 28, of course, Paul Smith. Paul, not a big man by any means, but I tell you what, Hit Boy lays the lumber to a lot of people.
He does. He's absolutely fearless when it comes to filling, when he's determined, hey, this is the ball carrier and I'm going to take him out. Tiger secondary hits hard. We've seen Bodenbender lay the wood to him, and also the quarterback, Babcock, can bring a load, and does, often.
All right, 1st and 10, Whiteford at their own 35.
Oh.
Hesterman lays the wood, loose football, scoots up,
whistle.
Into the end zone. It's another Tiger touchdown. It's another Tiger touchdown. Holy mackerel, Hesterman laid that kid nearly all the way to Stevens' place.
Yeah, you know, that quarterback's going over there, and I don't know what he's telling his coach, but that's almost that's brutal. The guy had his back exposed there, and no protection, and I'm telling you, it was Hesterman, right? Come roaring
the wild man from Borneo strikes again.
And he laid a hit. And no whistle, the official right there. I mean, the quarterback wasn't down. He just had to drop the ball.
Well, the score stands now 26-0. Extra point, kick up, and good again. Bobby Black drives it home, 27-0. 4:44 remaining here in the second period.
That was a ferocious hit. All right, Black sends a good one down there again, Spike, down to the 15-yard line. It's going to be reversed, coming this way. Pops through there. Number 20, Andrew Hill, on a good sure tackle, but set him up with pretty good field position up to the 38-yard line. Tried a little razzle-dazzle on the kickoff there, Spike. You know, why not? It wasn't working, just kind of straight up, so a little bit of reverse action coming this way.
Yep, that Anthony Lacoca very quick, and he slipped through that first line of Tiger defenders, but Andrew Hill with the sure tackle.
Yep.
Very valuable, Jim, on that second line of defense on those kickoffs. All right, Tigers show a four-man line, 4 linebackers, 8 men up in the box, deep pitch Lacoca. Tries to get outside. Tigers try to string that defense out, and they finally flag him down, but a pickup of, we'll call it 5 on the play.
Yeah, Perchlick had a big piece of that action.
Yeah, Perchlick and Honacki really have been great aids here to the Tigers. Honacki, number 77, only a sophomore.
Oh, indeed, Spike. They filled in this second third of the season very admirably.
All right, the interior of the Tiger line bends for a second, but grabs hold.
Yeah.
Stop for about a 2-yard gain. That'll bring up 3rd down and 2.
I think Carpenter and also Honacki in there again. Or rather, Perchlick, number 78. Carpenter and I believe Jacob Perchlick on the stop there.
Well, you got to love that name, Jacob Perchlick.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Yes. All right, 3rd and short. Little play action. They kick it out now on the option. Sweep hit by Babcock Bodenbender. Finally, Denham foot hauls him down along with Perchlick, number 78.
Boy, you had to love the sound effects as they collapsed on the quarterback there a little bit.
Oh, my.
I mean, he had gotten the ball off, but I tell you, when the orange and black's coming, they're not just coming to exchange a little patty cake.
Oh, my. No, and a good play call. They ended up kicking it outside, completing the option series, or the option set. Now they show wide out to this side, slot back over here, and the I formation. They run that same option that's behind. And we've seen that before, that pitch not always on the money.
Right.
Number 14, LaRocca, making a good effort to get back to the ball to flag it down.
Yeah, that's just a little dangerous, that kind of ball, but if you can make it successful and if everybody's got sure hands and you have time to make that deep pitch, okay.
Oh, yeah, very explosive.
But that's a lot of variables there, and, of course, the defensive front of the Tigers, they see all that happening. If they can't quite reach it, maybe they can spoil it, and we're seeing that, Spike.
Double wing back set, motion this way, double wide out. Here's the handoff on a little inside reverse. Nothing to it, baby! Smackarino! Perch lick in there.
Yep.
Who's the other masked man? Moeller, Honaki, I'm not sure, but
yeah.
Tigers all over that. And now a Liberty Center timeout in the backfield.
Yeah.
2:18 remaining on the second quarter clock. Liberty Center wants the ball back with some time. 3rd and 20. Oh, now we've got another clock stoppage.
Well, you can't take them with you, the timeouts, so if they had them to use and didn't like the defensive set they saw in the Tigers, they might just as well get over and talk about it.
All right, now 3rd down, I formation, double wide out to this side, give straight ahead. I think Whiteford just decided they were going to try to run a little bit of clock off of there, Jim, facing a 3rd down and 20.
Oh, certainly didn't use most imagination on that play call there.
All right, now the clock stopped at the 2:12 mark. Okay, 4th down and 20 to go. Ball at their own 41. Whiteford back to punt. Paul Smith deep. High, spiraling kick. Smith takes it there, now fumbles, ball loose. Smith, I believe, may have come up with it.
Yeah, Tigers back on it there, Spike, so they will have a little go here with 2 minutes and 3 seconds to go. Big punt there by Whiteford when they needed one.
Yeah, and Paul had a long way to go to try to run that thing down. He had to get there quick. He did have that little bit of an aisle down that sideline, but that corridor was closing fast, and Paul couldn't quite hang on. So
yeah.
With 2:03 to go, the Tigers will have it at their own 27-yard line while another Bobcat injury timeout. All right, Tigers now with a wide out either way. Straight drop. Babcock now fires back to Bodenbender. Bodenbender stays on his feet and gets down before he takes a good pounding. That time the Tigers threw underneath the defense. Bodenbender did a stop and come back for the ball. Tigers pick up 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
That was alert play on Bodenbender's part to get down.
All right, quick drop now, rolls out. He's got Smith over there and couldn't quite hang on up around the 40-yard line. That time the Bobcats out there to defend the pass well. A linebacker got in front of Smith, got his hands up, made it tough, and it falls incomplete. So with 1:34 to go, Tigers are faced with a 3rd and 7. Tigers come to the line of scrimmage. They show Bodenbender spread out wide to the far side, Greitman in the slot, and Smith over here as a wingback. Smith in motion. Here's the give to Smith. Now an inside reverse to Greitman. Greitman breaks a tackle. Down the sidelines is Greitman at the 40, and finally hit at the 30, brought down at the 25-yard line. A big play for the Liberty Center Tigers.
Oh, it was. They think they kept him in bounds, but they'll stop the clock to move the chains up. But, yeah, Greitman didn't look like there was much of an avenue, but he slid through it and got to the outside, and then it was a foot race up the sideline there, Spike. Good play.
Oh, yeah, they give that ball a lot to Smith on that wing-back reverse, and that time a little double whammy giving it to Greitman. Now give straight ahead to Slee. Not a whole lot there. Clock running at 1:14 here in the second quarter. Tigers on the 29-yard line of Whiteford. Now with no huddle, we've got Bodenbender to this side, Smith spread far to the other side. Drop back by Babcock, sets up a little inside screen for Smith, weaving his way forward, cuts outside, he's got a lane, there's Slee laying the final block, and into the end zone!
Yeah, there was a flag that came down very early, Spike, but I didn't see the infraction. We'll have to let him give us a signal there.
Yeah, I thought I saw that too out of the corner of my eye. Well, 50 seconds to go, and that may be coming.
No,
Oh, they're going to
yeah.
pick it up. They wave it off. It's eliminated center. Tiger touchdown. Paul Smith works his magic again. Caught that little inside screen over there on the 30 and battled and weaved his way through the defense. Waited on that final block by Tate Slee into the end zone. The Tigers score again, 33-0.
Spike, that just didn't look like that had elbow room at all. I mean, it was really in traffic when he reeled that screen pass in, but he was able to work his way through it and got over here where there was a little room to run.
Kick sails wide to the right. So after, with 50 seconds remaining in the second quarter, Tigers lead it 33-0. Now, I want to see somebody, a tax accountant, better keep an eye on Paul Smith all his life. That kid is shifty. He bears watching. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, Spike. Back if they can.
All right, the kick. Bobby Black, a wobbler, picked up finally at the 19-yard line. They fake the reverse, come this way, and a good open field hit by, I believe, by Tyler Carpenter.
Number 50 gets in there and makes it count.
Whiteford comes to the line of scrimmage, 45 seconds left in the first half. They run a little option pitch. Hesterman out there slowing it down. Breaks a couple of tackles, and a great job just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Hesterman had him pinned back there about 7 or 8 yards deep. Turned him up inside like a good defensive end.
I think Weaker's on the play there. 54, I think, finally nailed him.
All right. 19 seconds, clock running. This will likely be the last snap of the first half. Whiteford sends a wide out to the far side. Pretty much straight formation otherwise. Here's a give straight ahead. There's a fumble,
Dropped the ball
I think.
There,
yeah, it looked like it. Clock will run out, though. And that's the end of the first half. We'll be back with the halftime stats. But Liberty Center very convincingly dominating with their defense over the Whiteford Bobcats. Tigers lead it 33-0.
Get up and go downfield for the bomb. And if that quarterback, those receivers know that if they get chucked, break it free, and then the quarterback will just launch one of these high highs as they run
All right, quick rundown of halftime stats. Liberty Center rushed for 94 yards, 19 carries, about 4 yards a carry. Passing, Liberty Center 6 out of 11 for 125 yards. Whiteford, 25 carries, 51 yards, 2 yards a carry, so Liberty Center doubling there. Whiteford only 1 out of 3 passing for 35 yards. So total offense, Liberty Center 30 plays for 219 yards. Whiteford with 28 plays, but only 86 yards. So Liberty Center averaged 7.3 yards for every play. Whiteford averaged 3 yards for every offensive play. Tigers had 7 first downs to Whiteford's 5. Tigers had 4 rushing, 3 passing, and Whiteford had 4 rushing, 1 passing. Tigers penalized 3 times for 24 yards. Whiteford penalized twice for 15. Time of possession, very close. Whiteford had it 12 minutes, 14 seconds. Liberty Center, 11 minutes and 46 seconds. Jim, and that's one indication where, or that's one step where time of possession, a lot of times in high school football, pretty much meaningless. 33-0 Liberty Center at halftime, but yet time of possession is almost equal.
Yeah, well, the Tigers are playing in the red zone of the Whiteford Bobcats pretty much a lot of their offense. And,
yeah.
They made that stand up for points.
All right.
Special teams, which didn't take anything, a couple fumbles for touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
That doesn't take any time of possession.
John Greitman led the Tiger rushing attack, 5 carries for 48 yards. So about 9.5 yards a carry for John. Tate Slee had a couple touchdowns, 8 carries for 17 yards, carried the ball inside in those close situations. Paul Smith, a couple carries for 24. All right, Bobby Black's kick, end over end, comes down, picked up over there in the corner at about the 14-yard line, and good pressure from Paul Smith forces him to lose his balance. He goes down immediately, but a flag on the play.
Derek Heffner kind of slid in there, didn't mean to, was hell-bent on making the play, but the Whiteford receiver took himself out when he ended up on all fours there and shouldn't have been touched.
Yeah.
Heffner didn't hurt him, but I suppose it's one of those things where they've got to throw the flag.
All right, now while they get the ball set, leading tacklers in the first half, we had Perchlick and Honacki, also Brian Babcock and Carpenter, all with 5. Paul Smith had 4, and then we had Hesterman, Seth Weekers, and Bodenbender, each with 3. Perchlick had a fumble return for a touchdown. Moeller a fumble return for a touchdown. Bodenbender an interception, and Hesterman had a hit that caused the fumble. All right, give to the fullback, spinning his way ahead. Hit there immediately by Seth Weekers, 54. Knifing inside, and a gain of a short 2 yards. All right.
Pretty positive stats there for the Tiger defense, and then even on offense, Mike.
Even with getting short fields, still the Tiger stats prove out that they're the better team tonight. All right, that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Here at the start of the second half, Whiteford's ball on their own 33. A mix-up in the backfield, and the Tigers all over that. 59, Espinoza, number 77, Joe Honacki.
I almost think that was a fake to the first man through, and then give to that 36 there, George Flanner, their fullback, who probably had some yards for him there in the first half. But Tigers right there to put the bear hug on that play. Yeah, they got a good push off that left defensive side, and that pushed the tackle into the backfield, which botched up the play. All right, wide out to either side, motion far side, hand off to LaRocca, the motion man. Hustling out there, slips one tackle, Babcock shoves him out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Yeah, very close to a first down. Number 14 there showing plenty of wheels. They got him listed at 5'6", 140, and he's fast. Oh, yes, very, very quick. So they're going to call it a 9-yard gain from the press box spotter. Perchlick going in for Hefflinger on that exchange right there.
All right, they're going to go for it, trailing 33-0. 4th and 1 at their own 40. Man in motion this way for Whiteford. Gives straight ahead to the fullback, makes a cut, turns his way up, and that's going to be a Bobcat first down.
And Espinoza. Carpenter, Perchlick, and Espinoza on the stop there, Spike.
Okay, 1st and 10. 10:30 to go, third quarter. Tigers solidly in control here. All right, a wide out to either side. Lone setback, now motion to this side. Here is the give to the fullback, a little bit of running room. And coming back after some penetration inside, I believe, is Hesterman to make the hit.
Weaker's also on the cleanup there. Spike, I didn't believe I heard you mention the first downs. You know, he had time of possession.
Okay.
Did you say that again?
First downs, Liberty Center had 7 and Whiteford had 5. The difference there, each team with 4 rushing first downs. Tigers had 3 passing first downs and Whiteford 1. All right, double wing set, man in motion the other way. Deep pitch to the fullback. Fullback cuts it up and pushes his way forward. Enough for a first down. Tackle made by Moeller.
82. Deneb foot. And Derek Miller now going in.
You know, there is no
Replacing,
doubt in my mind, Jim, Liberty Center are the superior team here. But now we're seeing what Whiteford came to do, to play ball control, pound it at you, show you different running backs in different varieties of ways, and hang on to the football.
Yeah.
I mean, they buried themselves right off the bat. And all right, give off that right side. Good Tiger penetration. And a bruising, dastardly blow there by, I believe, Babcock.
I think Brett Babcock was coming in there.
Oh, that guy,
Actually,
Jim, for a quarterback.
Brian Babcock.
He's the hardest hitting quarterback Liberty Center has had in 40 years.
That's true.
Yes.
Let's be honest about it. For the most part, quarterbacks aren't guys that'll stick their nose in.
No, that guy does more than that. I mean, that guy, oh man, he's a Ray Nitschke type middle linebacker if you'd let him.
Yeah.
All right, gain of 1 on the play, now 2nd and 9. Pitch outside to LaRocca, and Tigers a great job of covering up out there.
Again, the quarterback in there, and also 64, Hesterman.
Yeah, Hesterman and Bobby Black out there on the chase. Several Tigers out there, and a good job. They hold him to 1 yard gain. Let's go back. I can't remember a Tiger quarterback that hit like that since Jerry Crew played back in the mid to late 60s. Well, no, we've had a couple good ones though. I don't want to say that they weren't hitters by any means.
Yeah.
This
Some
Babcock,
of them played linebacker too.
Yeah,
So we gotta kind of be careful, or call-in show's gonna get nasty next week.
Mike Mann was a hitter, but he quarterbacked the defense for Liberty Center. All right, man in motion. They give to the fullback, looking for running room. Tigers give ground grudgingly. Penetration inside the 40-yard line
Derek
for the
Hefflinger had a
Bobcats.
piece of him, and also Espinoza, 59.
So that's going to bring up 4th down. The ball at the Tiger 39-yard line. 7:35, clock running here, third quarter. You know, if you're the Bobcats, I think you want to establish your ground game, get your mindset back in gear because they still got some season to go yet. All right, give off the right side. Fullback tries to kick it outside. Babcock there knifing in.
Well, I think his second effort's going to be enough to get her done there, Spike, and they haven't had much to cheer about on that Bobcat side, but I think they got her done there.
Yep. Good football team. It's just that they've were forced from their go to fight an uphill battle. Of course, now while we're trying to be credible and give credit where credit's due to Whiteford, we're looking at a pretty fine Liberty Center football team ourselves.
Yep.
All right, I formation, give to the fullback. No, they fake it. Little quick slant and hit immediately by Brian Babcock. Babcock was there, almost was able to knock the ball loose. But a good first down play, a good bit of trickery on the part of Whiteford. That'll give them an 8-yard gain down to Liberty Center's 28-yard line.
I believe this stands to count their longest drive in terms of ground covered here, Spike.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. Moeller and Hesterman, the defensive ends, and a fine pair of defensive ends,
Boy,
I will
those guys
say.
are. I
Yep.
hate to try and block them.
Yep, some great numbers they put up this year. Now man in motion behind the running back. They run the option. Quarterback keeps it, turns it up, gets it down inside the 20-yard line.
Babcock
More than enough for a first down.
Got him by a leg, fought a block off, but does move the sticks. And I know with that play, this is the deepest drive the Bobcats have mustered.
Okay, 1st and 10, ball at the 20-yard line of Liberty Center. Whiteford lone setback, man in motion. They're going to run that same option play, hit right away, brought down. Espinoza leads the way there.
Yeah, you know, they were both kind of standing up there. He did the only thing he could do, just grab him and bulldog him down.
Yep, Tigers had good penetration. Quarterback didn't have much of a choice on where he went with that football. Bodenbender out there in coverage out on the far side. Smith in coverage over here to the short side of the field. Man in motion, short side. Deep pitch. Here comes Honacki. Met right there. A nice open field hit by Hesterman.
Yep. Hesterman already had been blocked, but from his position on the ground, he was able to make the play.
Boy, and the fullback taking a beating here consistently. You know, a great hit by Hesterman. You know, he's a defensive end. He's got to keep things turned up inside. He's got to contain a lot. That time it was just man on man, and Hesterman really took advantage there.
Yeah, he lunged from his position and just plain made a good sure tackle. Now this number 36 earlier in the game had a cramp and got assisted there by the trainer and off the field for the mandatory play, and then came right back. So we'll hope it's nothing serious there.
After the 6th injury time out of the game for Whiteford, they come to the line of scrimmage. Quick drop, in trouble. Sagarino!
Hesterman!
Seth Weaker! No!
Hesterman.
Yeah, Hesterman! All over that right now! Shot out of a cannon, Kyle Hesterman.
Yep.
Oh, Jimmy, that's illegal.
Oh.
Wow!
The defensive ends aren't always on a crash course, if you will, Spike. They have to maintain their position, but when that's called, we've got defensive ends that can bring it as good as any I've seen here in the last year or two.
Well, and if you look at just Kyle Hesterman on an individual basis here, he's proved his mettle. He took on the fullback head on the last play, and that time just simply a hard rush, destroying the quarterback. So they're going to attempt a long field goal, a 47-yard attempt. Now they fake it, in trouble, slowed down, looking for running room, finally hauled down by, let's see, Derek Hefflinger, number 3, and number 82, Jason Moeller.
Yeah, good pressure there by the Tiger special team or the defense, whatever you will. And I honestly think maybe they were going to try to kick that, but that center was way high, and he had to reach up for it, and he knew there was no time for it. Number 7, the holder, also the quarterback. So he spun out of that play and was going to try and make something happen. But, boy, the Tigers, after the best drive that Whiteford actually had, Spike, shut her down.
Yeah, and the Tigers able to hold that in so they couldn't get outside. All right, give straight ahead to Greitman. Greitman gets up across the 35-yard line. We'll call it the 36, and a gain of 2 on the play.
Derek Miller trying to make a block for him there.
Bobby Black continues at center. Double wing set, Smith in motion, takes the handoff, tries to get outside, a little bit of running room there. but can't get away from that double team tackle up around near the 40. Gain of 3 for Paul Smith. That time the Tigers had Derek Miller out in front of that, but good package out there. Good.
Yeah, good defense.
Yeah,
Derek tried to throw a block, but it was.
Yeah, there was more than him coming.
Yep, 2 guys out there, and he had to kind of pass on that one.
3rd and 5 from the 40. Here's the give to Sager. Sager twists and turns. Battle, stays on his feet. Got running room now, and all the way up across the 50-yard line. Still going, and down inside the 45. A brilliant piece of maneuvering by Ryan Sagers.
Yeah, Spike, he got about 7 yards more than he was allotted on that play. They had him hemmed in on the downside of the 50.
16-yard gain in what should have been maybe about 5. A good job by Ryan Sager. So that'll give the Tigers a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line of Whiteford. They've got Greitman behind the quarterback. Sagers set to this side. Smith, the wingback, gives straight ahead to Sagers. Sagers pounding forward down to somewhere between the 42 and the 41-yard line. Greitman and Sagers continue to be the running tandem for the Tigers. Greitman behind the quarterback. Sagers offset to the right side. Smith the wingback right. Here is the pitch to Greitman looking for running room. A great block there. Greitman weaves his way forward and down inside the 30-yard line. All the way down to the 26 and a gain of 16 yards.
Good block early back here on the line of scrimmage to get him going, but nice run in traffic there by John Greitman. And Spike, as I'm watching the Tigers offense go here, it's pretty clear Tiger offensive line is taking charge out there.
Yeah, you're really right on that one, Jim. Tigers have Carpenter, the guard on the right, Derek Miller, the guard on the left, Espinoza tackle left, Hesterman tackle right. Give straight ahead to Greitman. Greitman tugboats his way through, if you will, inside the 25 down to about the 23. We'll call that a gain of 4. Clock running, 1 minute and 11 seconds here, 3rd period. Tigers now content to just keep things moving, keep this offensive machine in gear, let all these cogs mesh into one.
Yep, keep working on their discipline. And
Moeller, tight end on the left. Bodenbender, tight end on the right. And that play blown dead before it ever really got off the ground. Usually that's going to be a penalty on the offense. Some kind of procedure call, 5 yards.
Yeah, that's what you get. A little movement there when not expected or unwanted or not allowable.
So 5-yard walk-off.
You know, that's always a delicate call, Spike. I watch plenty of motion, you know, and if the man in motion turns up at the wrong time, you know, doesn't come to a stop or whatever,
right,
that flag can come out. So that's difficult, but they do call it when they see it.
Okay, wing left set. Sagers running back on the left. There's Greitman, takes a quick hit. No, play action. Fires out there. Caught. Oh, just out of the hands of Smith. Man, we're going to have a flag in the Tiger backfield, and you have to believe that's going to be a hold, and it appears that's what the call is.
Yeah, nifty ball handling there by quarterback Brian Babcock, you know, sold the running play just a little bit and then threw a perfect strike out there almost. I mean, you know, just
right.
That's a nice, well-conceived play.
Well, had it been caught or not, doesn't matter because the walk-off will go from the spot of the hold, that being the 31-yard line. So now the Tigers will be penalized all the way back to Whiteford's 42. And that's going to give Liberty Center about a 2nd down, and we're going to call it 25 yards to go.
Yeah.
They need to get to the 18, inside the 18-yard line of Whiteford for a 1st down. All right, Smith spread wide to this side. Casey Bodenbender spread wide to the far side. Moeller, tight end over here. Pitch out there to Bodenbender. Bodenbender tries to stay on his feet. Gets down, gets all the yards back to the original line of scrimmage.
Stayed in bounds, which is a good thing.
And again, we'll call that 16 yards. Bodenbender, we're seeing more of that out of the Tigers. They do that down thing, and then they come back to the ball. That kind of clears things out, gives them a little chance to do a little one-on-one stuff.
Yeah, Spike, we used to call that a button hook.
Yeah, okay.
But nevertheless, you run the defense off and turn around, and you've got a little space there.
All right, that's the end of the third quarter. No scoring here in this third period. Tigers continue to lead 33-0, although Liberty has the ball inside Whiteford territory. Okay, during the third quarter break here, we'll get the sponsors for our Liberty Center Tiger broadcast. You know, these guys, as we've said it a bunch of times, they shell out some dearly earned money. And in our town, where finances, of course, are always at a premium, you really have to give your hats off to these people. We've got Dave's Auto Service with Dave Perry, the Tiger Shop with Bob and Julie Shaddy, Holgate Metal Fab with Jeff and Todd Spangler, KK Collision with Kyle Kern, the Henry County Bank with Bill Wendt, president, Swanton Welding with Norm Zeider, also the Dugout with Stephen Catherine Parasini, Hill Asphalt Paving with Randy Hill, Trucker's Paradise with Lynn and Jerry Ripke, the Sky Bank and Liberty Center, Pisanello's Pizza with Craig and Sherry Myers, and Speece Trailer Court with Rick Speece. All right, 3rd and 8 at the 25, wide out. Bodenbender to the far side. Smith over here. Long drop, now fires out there hard. Great diving effort by Bodenbender. Can't quite come up with it, and that'll bring up 4th down and 8. Ball at the 25.
Brian Babcock would like to have that one over. That was a play, I think, to run that deep and then have him come back a little. But footing out there, and he gave him a little too much to come back on. He could have thrown that a little further downfield and been a big play, but they don't always work.
No. No. Okay, a few more sponsors. B.A. Miller & Sons Trucking with Norma Miller. L.R. Babcock Plumbing and Heating with Bill Tiplady, Dan and Francis Brown. Davis Farm Services, and the Liberty Center Consulting Group. All right, 4th and down at the 25. Tigers going for it. Same set. Quick drop. Now they're going to throw the down and out and up for Bodenbender. He leaps. And the ball knocked around and finally falls incomplete. Great effort out there by Casey Bodenbender.
Oh, you love the strength of the quarterback's arm. He just reared back and threw her out there, and Bodenbender was there. It was the goal line and the defender and everything all come together right there. He couldn't quite keep his feet in bounds and bring her in.
Well, as we saw against Wauseon, Casey Bodenbender certainly has the ability to go out there and make that one-on-one play.
Yeah, if he can get a ball on it, it's going to be his ball. But
and Brian Babcock gave him a legitimate chance to make a play.
Yeah, there was no
good toss.
No hesitation at all. Brian just reared back and says, "That's where I'm going, right to that corner," and he got her there.
All right, Tigers now have Jamie Kuzer, number 85 at defensive end, along with Quigley, number 88. Give off the left side, and some jarring hitting there. Babcock steps up from his safety spot to assist on the tackle, gain of 6 on the play. Andrew Hill, number 20, now checks in, gives Paul Smith a breather. I believe Derek Miller in there as a tackle for the Tigers. Give left side. LaRocca, I believe, number 4.
Perchlick on the initial hit in there. Had plenty of help from his friends.
Gain. All right, Kuzer gets an assist on the tackle, number 85.
Yeah.
So that's going to bring up 3rd down and very, very short for Whiteford. 10:48 clock running here in the 4th and final period.
Spike,
and now we're going to have an official's timeout for a measurement.
Did you mention Eric Hill was out there? Eric Hill, number 51, a freshman seeing action. Oh, not a freshman, 11th grader. Junior.
All right. Good for a first down. Tiger Chain Gang did their job. They made it look like it was short. Now the deep pitch coming outside, looking for running room, and the big open field hit once again by Brian Babcock. What a mauler. Boy, we've got the wild man from Borneo and Hesterman, and now the mauler, number 8, Brian Babcock.
Can we refer to our quarterback as the mauler?
Oh, I don't know, Jim, but he's doing a piece of work out there on
defense.
A lot of
Yeah,
offenses this year.
I'm telling you.
Or against a lot of offenses.
That's the way he keeps their stats down. He takes it personally.
He's what I would call cunningly strong. All right, second down and 5, motion going to the left. Give straight ahead to the full, oh my. Stepping up there, Casey Bodenbender on a big open field hit with help from Slee. But enough, a gain of 7, enough for a Whiteford first down. Denham Foot, number 70, checking back in. You know, and this brings up an interesting scenario. Yep.
51.
Tigers are using, going into their bench a little deeper, but Whiteford really doesn't have much choice. They've got to play their first stringers because of their limited numbers. And so the Tigers kind of sticking with that same theory. Here's the give, tries to go outside. Tyler Carpenter in the open field, smackerino!
Yeah, about a 7-yard loss there. Tyler Carpenter poured through there, and he says, I got him. Indeed he did.
Anthony Rhodes, I think it was the ball carrier, number 4. Is that right?
Well,
yeah. Got out there quick, but not too quick for Tyler Carpenter. All right, second down and 17 after the 7-yard loss. Give straight ahead. Kuzer slowed him down. Slee there to polish him off. Kuzer from his defensive end spot steps up. Lays a hit on him. Slows him down. Short gain on the play. We'll call it 4 yards. Still loose on the ground. Still loose. Still battling for it.
54 ends up with it if they're going to let him have it.
Tigers have the football.
Yes, sir. Seth Weekers.
Was it Seth Weekers? I know Carpenter was right in there,
Seth
too.
Weekers, ultimately ended up with possession. And, you know, Spike, is going to be an issue here. Are you supposed to fall on it, or are you supposed to pick it up and run it in for a touchdown? Tigers did that a couple times, so that's what they wanted to do there. And, you know,
good point.
Coaching used to be you just fall on it and let the offense worry about moving it, advancing it.
Well, the old story about possession being 9/10 of the law, sometimes why wait for that? Let's go for the glory.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which way is right. That's a good point from days of yesteryear.
Don't you remember? You know,
oh, absolutely.
We weren't supposed to try and pick it up.
You just never saw it happen. Nobody ever did pick up a fumbled ball. They all fell on it.
Oh, we used to have drills where they throw the ball on the ground and guys are supposed to scramble for it.
Bobby Black hustles out of that huddle to the line of scrimmage. Tigers with double wide out. Give to Greitman. Greitman driving forward. Some good forward push inside the 35, down to the 33-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play.
Quigley coming into the ball there.
Adam Quigley, 6'2 sophomore, 205 pounds, number 88. They say he's got a nice set of hands, Jimmy.
Big, tall target. Yep. He's going to line up here on
tight end over here
on
this
left side.
The short side. We got Andrew Hill, number 20, out here as a flanker on the left, making the tight end eligible. Give to Slee Sagers.
Yep.
Nothing much doing there. Sagers couldn't get the corner turned. Defensive end was camped there waiting for him. Denham Foot, tackle on the left side for Liberty Center. Quigley, the tight end, alongside of Foot. Guard is number 57, Mike Huffman. Give straight ahead. Greitman hit right at the 35-yard line and brought down immediately, a gain of a yard. Well, that time the defense guessed right, Jimmy.
Yep, John run right into a big linebacker there, all in one big crunch. 4th down and 8.
Well, now this is something that in the approximately 20-year tenure of Rex Lindgren, you'll seldom ever see Liberty punt inside or at their 35 or at the other team's 35-yard line. And that's probably too much time.
Well, Bob Black wanted a little more elbow room between his talented foot and the goal line.
Well, Bobby averaging nearly 39 yards a punt. That's pretty good average in high school. And Bobby also with that talent to get him to, quote, hang him high.
Yep.
Now that gives him 5 extra yards, so now he's right at his range to lay something down there inside the 10-yard line.
Yep.
Tigers have Greitman and Bodenbender, the wide people. Here's the snap. They fake it. Oh, my. Everything looked good, but we just didn't quite get a clean handoff on that end around from Smith. And the Bobcats will take over in Liberty Center territory at the Liberty 44-yard line.
Spike, I think that's the first play that the Tigers have come anywhere near bobbling.
Yep.
You know what?
Kind of a little variation of the old Statue of Liberty, kind of. All right, now the Tigers. Cooper Michael, number 56, goes into the game on the defensive line along with Philip Miller, number 58. Cooper and Miller, both sophomores. All right, now dropping back to throw. Kuzer gives chase. Tigers now coming from all over the place. Finally hit by Andrew Hill on the first hit and brought down, a gain of about 15 yards for Whiteford.
Well, that'll give them a fresh set of downs, Spike. And, of course, they want desperately to put some points on the board. A little less than 6.5 minutes to go, and they've got their goose egg looking at them yet.
Yeah, and I'm sure this is something that good program that they are, the Whiteford Bobcats, not used to being whitewashed. So, like you said, 6.5 minutes to go in the game. We've got a wide out to either side, man in motion toward the short side. Give straight ahead, a lot of running room there. Casey Bodenbender tries to haul him in, and that's going to be a Whiteford touchdown. 30-yard score, and Whiteford on the board, 33-6.
Yeah, it was a pretty good executed play over there, and that gives the faithful from Michigan in the...
All right, good snap. Low kick, and I think it sailed off to the right, no good. So that stops that momentarily. Tigers now leading, the scoreboard showing Liberty 33, Whiteford 6. 6:17 to go in the contest.
What's that?
Oh, a little onside stuff, and the ball is not going to quite make the 50-yard line. Jim, a bit of chicanery there, if that's what you want to call it. They approached the line of scrimmage like you would be normally going up there just to get set, but instead they tried the onside kick. It almost worked, but never made the required 10 yards. So the Tigers will have possession just inside Whiteford territory. And while the tape is running here, I want to give some credit where credit is also due. Some of this great camera work by Landis Burmeister. This guy is good, and I mean extra good. He knows when to zone in on a ball, knows when to back off, follows our commentary, zones in on the man we're talking about, and just a great job. Landis does weddings and receptions. Great camera work there by Landis. That man does a good job. He did my daughter's wedding. All right, as we move on here, in motion Hill, the fake there, give to Greitman right side. Greitman cuts it up inside, stays on his feet, high steps his way inside the 40-yard line, a gain of 9.
But a yellow flag back there.
Oh, no.
Not going to be well for the Tigers, Spike.
All right, end result, Tigers looking at a 1st and 21, the ball back at their own 41-yard line. Here is motion Hill, takes the deep pitch, tries to cut out, in trouble. Nowhere to go for Hill, and loss of a couple on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 23 yards to go.
Whiteford Bobcats showing a little heavy action right now, Spike, but you know, Tigers well in control and have been substituting freely here the last 10 minutes or so.
All right, Hill in motion. Greitman takes the handoff, has a hole, weaves his way up across the 45, up to the 47. We're going to give that a gain of about 8 on the play for John Greitman.
John Greitman, a good north-south runner, Spike, if you will.
Yeah, he doesn't go outside. He looks for that first little sliver of open space. Tigers still looking, though, at a third down and 16 yards to go. 4:48 clock running here in the fourth period. Tigers using different combinations at the line of scrimmage. Here's Hill in motion, takes it, they run the handoff to Sager on that little reverse. And Whiteford staying home, waiting for that, and a loss of about 4 on the play to bring up fourth down.
Spike, they were waiting for that. Looks like if Hill would have just faked that, he'd still be running over there.
Yeah, sometimes that's the price you got to pay. So the punt team comes on. Ball fielded by Black, high wobbly punt, takes a bounce, and Greitman hits the ball there. Beanbag, I believe, comes forward.
Then Whiteford fielded that ball after Tiger touched it, and I think it's dead when the Tiger touches it, Spike. Is that correct?
Not necessarily. I think you've got to control it and actually down the ball, but on the other hand, the officials are spotting it right where Greitman hit it, so maybe that's the way it's supposed to be, and I'm just, as usual, a little ignorant.
Well, no, I've seen it all ways, I guess, but not really understood what I saw there. But that is where Greitman made contact with the ball, which was taking a wrong way bounce.
All right, Whiteford will have it at their own 45-yard line. Man in deep motion, give off the right side. Tigers all over that. Slee in on the hit along with Kuzer. Kuzer penetrated from his defensive end spot, came back to the football, and Slee drove him right back into Kuzer for the tackle. So 3.5 to go. Casey Bodenbender comes out for the Tigers. Second down, and we'll call it 8. Ball at the Whiteford 47. 3:17 left. Little option football. Quarterback looking for running room. Kuzer hangs on and brings him down with a little bit of help from Perchlik. Slee
and others.
And number also in there, number 56, Cooper Michael assists on the tackle, so no gain on the play. That time Kuzer from his defensive end spot got inside and slowed the play up.
Spike, it wasn't too much to be done right there with him in an upright position, so he did all he could do.
Yeah, just
grabbed
some jersey.
Had a hold of some jersey, and that's what it was.
All right, 2:38 in the ball game. Whiteford with the ball, deep pitch. Quigley slows it down, and the Tigers finally run that thing down.
Kuzer again gets over there.
Kuzer,
Josh
defensive
Kuzer.
end on the opposite side, helped to run that thing down with a lot of help over there from the Tiger right side of the defense.
Perchlik. 67, Heilman going in there, or Dan Heilman, yes, sir.
A defensive tackle, a sophomore.
Buck 96 on his card.
Jordan Perdue, number 9, a defensive back. He's got one of the wideouts.
4th down and 10. Looks to be a pretty good punt coming. We know this guy.
Paul Smith back. High floating punt. That's going to hit it about the 30 and go out of bounds right there. Tigers come to the line of scrimmage. They show a double wide out over here. Perdue hands off straight ahead to Greitman, and Greitman
good
rambles up for about a 9-yard gain up to the 40-yard line. 1:42 clock stopped while we get the spot. I believe the officials stopped it expecting a possible measurement. Yep, 10-yard gain. They're going to call it a first down. Officials want to keep this thing moving. So the Tiger chain gang sets the ball. Quigley, tight end over on this side. Hill wingback.
Perchlik centering the ball there now.
All right, here is the pitch to Hefflinger. Hefflinger hit it to 40, up to the 41, back to the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up second down. Clock running, 1:25 to go. Well, Jimmy, I think we can wrap this one up, put another one into the win column for the Tigers.
Tigers looked very sharp on any portion of the team you want to look at, Spike. They had good execution. Their special teams was there. Certainly the defense on the interceptions and fumble picks, and just good ball game for the Tigers.
Kuzer, the tight end on the right side. Honacki, tackle over there. Gives straight ahead. Hefflinger with some running room. Ramble stays on his feet. Bull rushes right over the top of one would-be tackler. Picks up an extra 7 yards on that power burst. And the Tigers have it on the Whiteford 45-yard line.
Yep. Derek Hefflinger getting it done on that play when it appeared as though he was stopped, was able to keep those legs moving and took the Whiteford guys backwards.
Yeah, we had, was it somewhere around a 12-yard gain, we'll call it. Nice piece of running for Hefflinger. All right, Tigers come out with that standard wing left set. And the quarterback will take a knee. And that should just about wrap this thing up here from Liberty Center. Tigers win this thing 33-6, spearheaded by some great defensive play. Tigers picking up some turnovers. They jumped out to that early 13-0 lead and never looked back. So the Tigers now, Jim, will move to 6-1, 5-1 in the NWAL. And Whiteford, their record settles at 4-3 after this non-league loss. Tigers, another very solid effort tonight. From top to bottom, offense and defense, a methodical, workmanlike job. And I think the Tiger coaching staff is looking for exactly that right now as they try to slot people in for the remainder of the regular season and looking ahead to
a playoff
role and a playoff run. Yes, very much indeed. Again, Tigers didn't have to use Tate Slee trying to get back totally healthy, but Tate saw some action, some hard hitting, nevertheless, as that running back and as a linebacker. John Greitman again carried the load quite successfully for Liberty Center, carrying the ball. Babcock, another good job putting the ball on the money as the quarterback.
Perchlik and Weekers again showed that
they're
up
up
to
and
inside
Honacki.
there.
Yep.
Honacki in there also. So I think very positively the Tigers are moving forward, and that's what's desirable.
Yeah, and when you look at the Tiger linebacking core, only one senior out of the 5 that they used tonight in their main linebacker rotation. And Liberty Center always known for good, tough linebackers. And, of course, they're led by Tyler Carpenter. But a very strong effort there. And then you look down at some of these other players that can step in. I mean, it's really looking good. Tigers starting to really hone it into shape.
Well, I like the discipline they were able to maintain when they needed to execute offensively and defensively, Spike. I mean, it was just there. You know, there'd be a couple players going in at a time, back and forth, and yet everybody knew what they wanted to do and was able to do it as a good cohesive unit. So at this point in the season, I think these Tigers are looking very strong.
Yep, and like you just said, a good cohesive unit. Liberty Center now will travel next week in week number 8 to take on the Bryan Golden Bears up there in the, what do they call that? The, not the Golden City, the
Candy Cane Town.
Well, you could say that, but they've got a name for it. Nevertheless, the home of the diner and everything else up there. Anyway, Tigers will come in at 6-1, and back to league action against Bryan. Bryan, a team that you can never quite figure out, but one guy, the quarterback, one of the top players in the league. So the Liberty will have to really tune back in here and continue their fine run. Slee should be back a little more healthy, and Brian Babcock also Brett Babcock. Look for him maybe in another week, maybe the Delta game for his return.
Well, that's good. You know, when he went down, talk was his shoulder, and nobody seemed to know just how serious that was. But, boy, he'd like to be out here with these guys. You know he would. Yeah, so that's what the timetable says right now. So, but we'll see how that plays out. Tigers continue to be ranked number 12 in the press poll and in the state of Ohio, and number 2 behind, I believe it's Hopewell Loudon in their region.
In our region.
So they're looking toward hosting a game if they can keep this Express rolling.
Very much so.
Positive manner.
Very much so. All right. So with that in mind, we'll shut her down here from Liberty Center as Landis is tuned in out in the middle of the field where the Tigers with their traditional post-game ceremonies. Tigers win it 33-6 over the visiting Whiteford Bobcats. So for my man on the video cam, Landis Utopia Burmeister, and my sidekick for many years, good old Jimmy Leatherman, this is old Spiker, one of the voices of the Liberty Center Tigers, that final 33-6 Liberty. And it's good night and good Tiger sports.
They didn't do that this time.
Break the